This is Samsung. In this video we are looking at the blood and the blood vessels. So first of all we need to look at what our blood actually is. As your blood is a unique tissue based on a liquid called plasma, and an average person has around 4.7 to 5 litres of blood. Now plasma is a liquid that carries around everything in the blood, including all the red and white blood cells, which we'll learn about later, and nutrients like amino acids and hormones. So next we'll look at the red blood cells and then also the white blood cells. As a function of the red blood cells is to carry oxygen from the lungs to all the other cells in the body. So they have a very large surface area for absorbing this oxygen, and they do not have a nucleus, and that means that they can carry around more oxygen. They also contain a large pigment called hemoglobin. So oxygen and hemoglobin then forms oxyhemoglobin in the lungs. Now the reverse happens in the body tissues, where the oxyhemoglobin splits up into oxygen and hemoglobin, and that is where the oxygen is released into the cells. Now white blood cells are much larger than red blood cells, and they act as part of the defense mechanisms of a defense system. So they produce antitoxins and antibodies to fight against disease. Unlike red blood cells, they do contain a nucleus. In our blood we also have something called platelets. Now platelets can help blood clot, and they prevent microorganisms from entering, which means that the blood does not continually pour out. Now they are small fragments of cells which have no nucleus. And then this means that a lack of platelets can cause excessive bleeding, but it means that the blood doesn't clot. Next we need to look at the blood vessels, as there are three types of blood vessels: the arteries, the capillaries and the veins. So the arteries carry blood away from the heart, and the heart pumps out the blood at high pressures, which means that the arteries have strong elastic walls. This also means that it is very dangerous if the arteries are cut. So the arteries contain thick layers of muscles so that they are strong, and they have elastic fibers so that they can stretch back and forth. Capillaries form a huge network of tiny vessels which link together the arteries and the veins. So capillaries are extremely small, so they can exchange materials quickly by diffusion like glucose, carbon dioxide and oxygen. So they carry the blood really close to every cell so that diffusion can take place. They also supply the glucose and oxygen to cells whilst they take away carbon dioxide. Now veins take blood back to the heart, and the blood here is at a lower pressure, which means that the walls don't need to be as thick as the artery walls. However, they do have a bigger lumen, which means the insides, than the arteries, and they also have valves to keep blood flowing in the right direction. So they can have some problems with blood flow, however, because if the supply to the heart is interrupted, it could cause a heart attack. The arteries that supply blood to the heart gradually gets narrower with age, as well as when there is a build-up of fats. So therefore, doctors can use things called stents, which hold the arteries open. Now a stent is a metal placed in the artery, which allows the blood to flow through freely. Now doctors can often use statins as well, which will lower cholesterol and therefore prevent the build-up of fat. So thank you for watching this video, and see you soon. Bye.